Welcome to A.L.T, Adventure, Love, Travel. This is my wonderful husband Adam.
And this is my gorgeous, beautiful wife Lynn.
And we are the Aussie Lovebirds. Woo! You're watching a positive lifestyle channel where we discuss how to create a loving, passionate and wonderful, healthy relationship.
We will take you on our adventures as we shoot on location at some of Australia's most beautiful and unique places.
But today, we are in the Royal Botanical Gardens, not too far from Melbourne City.
You are watching A.L.T, Adventure, Love, Travel.
Today's topic is housework. Who doesn't? Ladies, do you do most of the housework while your man sits around watching sports? Or fellas, are you the one who spends all your free time cleaning the house while your lady chats on the phone to mum?
So we will discuss some of the reasons why people choose not to pull their weight around the house and what you can do about it to inspire them to help out with less arguments. Housework is very rarely easy and is always never ending. Unless you have servants on a payroll, chances are someone in the home must do the chores. It doesn't matter what age, sex, religion, race, straight or gay. When you feel the household chores are unfair, feelings have been taken for granted and resentment can really set in, can't they, babe?
They can. And for those who don't want to cause waves or avoid conflict, they swallow these emotions, which can lead to suppressed anger, hopelessness, depression, feeling like you're unimportant, or worse still, a slave. You can tell when this happens when you start to scrub extra hard on that shower recess or ram that vacuum cleaner around, particularly when your partner is watching their favorite TV show.
So perhaps even washing those dishes a little louder than necessary with lots of sighs. You're upset, and rightfully so. You didn't sign on to mother a grown man or a woman. No matter how much you love them, this will really affect your relationship.
It does. And you may have tried to get them to help, right? Like anything from nagging them to cajoling, asking nicely, or asking with barely controlled anger, or even breaking down into tears, pleading them, I need help, right? It may land on deaf ears, or they help for a few days, and then the old patterns return, leaving you even more frustrated. So you just stop asking. But the anger does not stop building. It just lays there doormat, waiting for a spark to tinder. Then one little thing happens and bam, you're sunning this raging inferno as you explode. And they're left wondering, what's your problem? Why are you getting upset over one little thing?
Yeah. However, some people are just fine with doing all the housework, aren't they, sweetheart? They get a lot of joy and satisfaction out of it, and so they are really happy to live with someone who just doesn't clean up after themselves. If that's not you, and you're in a relationship where you are constantly arguing with your partner to help you, yet they flat out refuse, or they say they will, but somehow they never get around to it, or they do finally get to do it, but it took months of nagging and pleading, then there is a greater problem that needs to be addressed than who is doing the dishes.
This is a really big topic, and there are countless reasons why some people choose not to do their fair share of the household chores. For the sake of time, we'll only delve into what I believe is the most common reason. First, we need to look at why some people are resistant in maintaining a clean environment or doing housework. This resistance is more of a symptom than a cause. Based upon the upbringing and the unconscious messages they received as a child, each person has their own unique level of willingness to do housework, how often, and what level of effort they expand. For instance, I know someone who believes deep down in their heart that he shouldn't have to do any housework, that his wife should do it all. He unknowingly received messages at a young age that it's normal for a man not to do housework. As long as his wife is happy to be the sole cleaner, then their relationship will work without too much struggle, because their unique level of willingness to do the chores match well to the other's childhood beliefs and behaviour patterns.
It's a good point. The struggle comes when there isn't a match. Trying to change someone's deep beliefs and behaviour patterns is really impossible unless they choose to change and they want to challenge those old messages that don't work in their current relationship. It's like trying to shove a square peg in a round hole. There will be resistance, there will be lots of arguments, and ultimately there's just going to be resentment on both sides. You can't change anyone, only they can do that.
Yeah. So here you say, Lynn, my partner and I have different levels of willingness to clean, and this is affecting our relationship. What can I do about it? Fear not, it's not all doom and gloom. There are things that may help you in inspiring your partner to pick up a dustpan and brush. But in the end, it's their call to change their beliefs. This leads me to our lovebird tips.
Tip number 1, ask about their past. Create a neutral time where you can sit down and talk to the person who doesn't like to help with her housework. This is a time to let them know that you aren't there to judge them at all, but you'd like to have a greater understanding beyond the reasons of, I just don't like to do it. Ask them who did the chores in their childhood home. Did their father do the same, or was it the mother who chose not to clean? What messages did they receive as a child? Were they asked to clean, or were they exempt from duties, and why? Gaining a deeper insight into their past may help with the understanding the subconscious resistance that is really holding them back. Be sure to thank them though for opening up and sharing their story. You can share your story with them too. Remember, no judgment.
No judging. Tip number 2, list the reasons for resistance. Okay, we've discussed the subconscious reasons. They may be resistant to cleaning. Now we look at the conscious reasons, okay? And you'll need to grab a pen and paper or open a Word document for this one. Okay, so we're here with our housework collaboration strategy, and we will be making 2 columns, one with resistance at the top and solutions as a header as well. So the person who doesn't like to do housework, this is where we're going to sit down and ask them, what is it that there's a resistance in doing the housework? Is there a reason? And this is a conscious reason. We're not looking for anything deeper than some of the reasons they find it uncomfortable or not fun, or whatever it could be, what's keeping them back from doing the chores around the house and doing their fair share. So here, and this is a collaboration, this is between you both coming up with possibly the solutions, but at the moment I've written down a few examples for resistance. I've got weekends are for rest, John's back hurts when he vacuums, cleaning equipment is old and difficult to use. So obviously there could be a lot more reasons here. It's very specific to the person who you'll be asking. So you would come up with little solutions. So for weekends are for rest, then you could come up and ask them what would be a better time that they want to do their household chores. And so it could be, Sally could reply, prefer to do chores on Monday nights or Thursday mornings. And so you would just write it in like that.
Tip number 3, express your feelings. Whether you struggle to express your feelings or you've shoved your feelings down their throat like 100 times and it still doesn't change anything. This is an exercise in assertive communication. You have a right to your feelings and they are yours and they're not up for negotiation. However, how you express your feelings depends greatly on whether your partner will get defensive or feel as though they've been attacked. Start your sentences with, I feel. For example, I feel like I'm being taken for granted when you don't help me with the dishes. Or, I feel stressed when all the cooking is left up to me to do. The focus here is not to wrangle an apology out of them. This is not you whinging or nagging. The goal here is to express your feelings in a healthy and positive way.
Right. Tip number 4, collaborate on a chore list. Choose a time that suits you both when you're relaxed and without distractions to write down a list of household chores. Next to that list, ask your partner to put their name to which chores they don't mind doing. Then put your name down to the rest. Make it mutually fair for you both. Put the list up on the fridge or somewhere where you can both see it. This works really well for spring cleaning weekends, where you highlight the jobs completed. There's something so satisfying when you can tick off a chore, and this really worked for me and my family.
Tip number 5, teamwork. If there are chores that neither one of you like doing, then decide to do them together as a team, which will make the chore faster and easier to complete. Sharing is caring, isn't it, baby?
It is.
Sharing your chore can create a sense of accomplishment along with a really positive bonding experience. You can even add some groovy music and turn up the fun factor.
Yes. Tip number 6, likes and dislikes. When it comes to cleaning, make a list on your likes and dislikes. You may find your partner likes to work outside in the sunshine and doesn't mind taking on the gardening, while you prefer doing laundry. You may be pleasantly surprised with their answers when you're both collaborating on a chore list.
Yeah. Tip number 7, show appreciation. Show appreciation and thank them specifically for doing something. We all like to feel appreciated for our efforts, don't we, baby?
Yeah, we do.
It helps to melt that resentment and sets up positive feelings between you both. Acknowledge how they have validated your feelings on doing that housework. I think that's really important. For example, thanks for doing the cooking tonight, baby. I've been so stressed at work, it really helped me to relax and unwind. You're awesome.
You're welcome. In order to help inspire your partner to help around the home, learn more about their resistances on a deeper subconscious level and on the surface for a great understanding of their beliefs and behavior patterns. Practice assertive communication that doesn't cause defensiveness, which can lead to arguments. Come up with personal solutions via collaboration and teamwork strategies.
Yep. So understand that we are all different. So work out a strategy that works for you and your partner because you're all unique. As long as you both feel happy with the end result, that's all that matters, isn't it, baby? If your partner absolutely won't work with you, then it may be time to look at some couple counselling.
Absolutely. It's always a good choice. We hope you enjoyed watching A.L.T. Adventure Love Travel. If you would like a copy of the Lovebird tips, go to altstudio72.com. Until next week, we hope you have a glorious and loving relationship.
Bye. Time to do some.
Yeah, let's go do some housework.
Okay, you get to pick the music though.